In a distant corner of the galaxy, on a planet named Serenity, humans had established a peaceful colony far from the chaos of interstellar wars. The planet, with its lush green landscapes and clear blue skies, seemed like a paradise. Children played freely in the meadows, their laughter mingling with the gentle breezes that swept through the tall alien trees. But peace is often fragile. One fateful morning, without warning, the sky darkened as dozens of alien ships descended upon Serenity. The air filled with the deafening roar of engines, shattering the tranquility of the colony. Panic spread like wildfire. Adults scrambled to gather their children, and everyone rushed towards the shelters, hoping to escape the sudden onslaught. Among the chaos, a young girl named Mia found herself separated from her parents. Her small feet stumbled over the rough ground as she tried to find her way through the screaming crowd. Before she could reach the safety of the shelter, a group of towering aliens grabbed her. Despite her screams and struggles, she was swiftly taken aboard one of the ships. Her cries echoed in her parents' ears long after she had disappeared from sight. The colony was left in disarray. Homes were destroyed, and fields were trampled. The invaders had come quickly and left just as fast, taking several captives, including Mia, with them. As night fell on the devastated Serenity, the community gathered, their faces etched with fear and sorrow. Elders and leaders stood at the front, facing their people. The decision they were about to make weighed heavily on them. "We can't let them take our children," one leader said, his voice firm. "We have avoided war because we wanted peace, but now they have brought war to our doorstep." The crowd murmured in agreement, the fire of retaliation kindling in their hearts. Another elder spoke, "In the depths of our planet lies a power that our ancestors left for us, a power so immense that we vowed never to use it unless all hope was lost. The Juggernauts, ancient machines of war designed to protect with unmatched strength." Whispers of awe and fear rippled through the gathering. The Juggernauts were the stuff of legends, mechanical giants buried in the secret vaults of Serenity. They were created centuries ago, and were both revered and feared for their potential to cause destruction. After a moment of silence, the decision was unanimous. "Activate the Juggernauts," the leader announced. "It's time to bring our children home and teach those aliens the cost of threatening our peace." Under the cover of night, a group of engineers and historians made their way to the ancient vault located beneath the colony's main settlement. The air was thick with dust and the smell of old metal as they unlocked the heavy doors. Inside, the Juggernauts stood silent and imposing, their metallic bodies reflecting the dim lights of the torches. The engineers worked quickly, connecting power sources and calibrating ancient systems. As each Juggernaut slowly powered up, their eyes lit up with a fierce glow, and the ground trembled with their awakening. Back at the settlement, the colonists prepared for battle, their determination hardened by the thought of their captured loved ones. Training began, strategies were formed, and the community united with a single purpose. The reactivation of the Juggernauts was not just a call to arms, but a revival of ancient heritage, a reminder of the strength that lay dormant within the heart of their colony. As the sun rose over Serenity, it cast light on the massive figures of the Juggernauts standing ready beside the human defenders. Now armed with ancient power, the colonists looked towards the horizon, ready to face whatever came. They were no longer just survivors. They were warriors, guardians of their home and their families. The story of Serenity's resistance spread across the galaxy, a tale of a small colony that stood against the tide of alien invaders, awakened their greatest protectors, and fought not just for revenge, but for the safety of their children and the future of their home. As the Juggernauts marched alongside the humans, a new chapter in the history of Serenity began, one of courage, unity, and the fierce will to protect their world. This was just the beginning. The real battle was yet to come, and it would determine the fate of Serenity and its people. As dawn broke over the colony of Serenity, the usual peaceful morning was shattered by a sudden and terrifying onslaught. The sky, usually a clear blue canvas, turned dark as dozens of alien ships broke through the clouds, their silhouettes ominous against the early light. The colonists, just beginning their day, looked up in horror as the ships descended with alarming speed. Alarms blared throughout the colony, a chilling sound that sent everyone into a state of panic. Fathers, mothers, and children scrambled in all directions, seeking shelter from the impending doom. Mia, a young girl with bright eyes and a cheerful spirit, was among those caught outside. She had been playing in the meadow, her laughter moments ago filling the air. Now her face was marked with confusion and fear as she tried to find her parents in the chaos. The alien ships landed with a heavy thud that shook the ground. Ramp doors opened, and out poured creatures unlike any the colonists had seen before. These beings were tall and imposing, with skin that shimmered like the night sky and eyes that glowed with a fierce, unsettling light. Without hesitation, the aliens began their attack. Energy weapons flashed in the morning light, causing explosions around the homes and fields. The serene landscape of Serenity was quickly turned into a battlefield, with smoke and fire blotting out the sun. Amidst the noise and terror, Maya was spotted by a group of aliens. Before she could react, she was seized by cold, hard hands. Her cries for help were drowned out by the ongoing destruction as she was dragged towards one of the ships. Inside the colony's main hall, leaders and elders quickly gathered, trying to coordinate a response. "We need to protect our people and fight back," one of the leaders shouted over the noise. But they were unprepared for such an attack, their peaceful ways leaving them vulnerable. Outside, as Mia was taken aboard the alien ship, her mother managed to break through the crowd, her eyes wide with desperation. "Mia," she screamed, stretching her hands out towards her daughter. But it was too late. The ship's doors closed, cutting off her cries, and with a powerful roar, the ship lifted off, taking Mia and several other captives away into the sky. The alien forces continued their rampage, showing no mercy. Buildings crumbled, and fields were set ablaze. The devastation was immense, and the colonists' spirit was quickly fracturing under the assault. However, amidst the despair, a spark of defiance ignited. The colonists rallied, pulling together whatever tools and weapons they could find. "They may take our homes, but they will not take our spirit," yelled a young man, his voice rallying others to his side. As the alien ships began to retreat, thinking their victory assured, the leaders of Serenity made a critical decision. They would not allow this attack to go unanswered. "It's time to awaken the Juggernauts," declared the chief elder, his voice resolute despite the chaos around him. "These invaders have shown us that peace is not always an option. We must fight to protect our own." With heavy hearts but unbroken spirits, the colonists moved towards the ancient vault that housed the Juggernauts. The path was fraught with obstacles, the remnants of their once peaceful lives now turned to rubble. But with each step, their resolve strengthened, driven by the need to reclaim their safety and bring their loved ones home. As they opened the vault, the sight of the Juggernauts, massive, towering machines designed for war, was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. These machines were built by their ancestors for a time such as this, a grim reminder of the dangers that lurk in the vastness of space. The engineers worked diligently, their hands steady even as their hearts raced. Systems were activated, gears turned, and slowly, the Juggernauts began to stir from their long slumber. With each awakening, hope was restored to the hearts of the colonists. They were not just fighting for revenge. They were fighting for the future of their children and their planet. As the last of the ships disappeared into the sky, the Juggernauts fully powered up, their eyes glowing with life. The battle was far from over, and the colonists knew it. But with the Juggernauts at their side, they had a fighting chance. The aliens had brought war to their doorstep, and now they would face the full might of Serenity's ancient guardians. The fight for their home was just beginning. The morning after the attack, the colony of Serenity was a scene of ruin. Smoke rose from blackened fields and half-destroyed homes. The silence that followed the chaos was heavy with loss and uncertainty. Yet, amidst the devastation, the spirit of the colonists began to stir with a fierce determination. In the heart of the alien ship that had abducted Mia and other colonists, the atmosphere was cold and terrifying. The interior was vast and dimly lit, filled with strange technologies and humming machinery. Mia, along with other captured children and adults, was confined in a holding area guarded by alien soldiers. Their eyes were wide with fear, their faces pale under the harsh artificial light. Mia, sitting in a corner, tried to stay brave. She thought of her parents and the last glimpse she had of them, their faces marked with desperation and fear. She wrapped her arms around her knees, trying to make herself small and unnoticed. Around her, other captives sobbed or sat in stunned silence, the reality of their situation settling in. The aliens were unlike any beings the humans had encountered before. They were tall and lean, with skin that shimmered with a metallic sheen and eyes that seemed to pierce through darkness. They communicated with each other in a series of clicks and whirs, a language that was harsh and alien to human ears. Suddenly, the door to the holding area slid open with a hiss. An alien, larger and more imposing than the rest, entered. The room fell silent, all eyes on the creature as it moved among the captives. It stopped in front of Mia, its gaze fixing on her. With a swift motion, it signaled to the guards, and before Mia could react, she was pulled to her feet and led out of the room. The hallway outside was lined with more alien technology. Screens flickered with data, and panels blinked with lights of different colors. Mia was taken to a different room, larger and filled with devices that looked like they were meant for examination. The alien that had singled her out began speaking to a device on its wrist, still clicking and whirring, then turned its attention to Mia. "Human child," it said, surprisingly in clear English. "You are different. You will show us the strength of your kind." The words chilled Mia to the bone, but she lifted her chin, refusing to show her fear. Back on Serenity, the awakening of the Juggernauts had brought a new wave of hope to the colonists. As the ancient machines stood ready, towering over the landscape, their presence was a powerful reminder of the colony's strength and heritage. The leaders organized teams, assigning roles, and preparing for a mission to rescue the captives and drive the aliens away. The Juggernauts, now fully operational, were a sight to behold. Their massive frames were covered in armor that had stood the test of time, and their weapons, though ancient, were incredibly powerful. The engineers had worked tirelessly, ensuring that every system was optimized, every weapon ready for battle. As the colonists rallied around the Juggernauts, their fear turned into resolve. Families hugged their remaining members before parting, their goodbyes filled with promises of return. The air was thick with determination as the Juggernauts began their march towards the alien base, believed to be located beyond the hills that bordered the colony. The ground trembled with each step of the Juggernauts, their size and power enough to inspire both awe and fear. The leaders, riding within the control compartments of the Juggernauts, coordinated their approach, their eyes fixed on the horizon. They knew the risks were immense, but the thought of their friends and family in the hands of the enemy gave them the courage to press forward. As the Juggernauts moved, the engineers communicated with each other, checking systems and relaying information. They were young and old, the experienced guiding the less experienced, all united by a common goal. Their unity was a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a force that no alien could suppress. The journey was long and the terrain challenging, but every step brought them closer to the alien base. As they neared their destination, the anticipation grew. They were not just fighting for their lives. They were fighting for the return of their loved ones and the future of Serenity. In the alien examination room, Mia faced her captor with a bravery that belied her years. She knew her colony was coming for her, and she would not give in to fear. The battle for Serenity was about to reach its climax, and Maya would be its heart. As the Juggernauts marched steadily towards the alien base, The leaders of Serenity made their final plans inside the command compartment of the lead machine. The landscape around them was stark, marked by the scars of previous skirmishes and the ominous shadows cast by the alien crafts that had invaded their planet. Inside the base, Mia faced the alien commander, her small frame stark against the sprawling control panels and flickering alien symbols. The commander, with its deep, resonant voice, tried to intimidate her. "Tell us about your defenses," it demanded, leaning close, its breath cold and mechanical. Mia, her heart pounding, remained silent, her thoughts on her family and friends coming to save her. Back in the Juggernaut, the atmosphere was tense. The leaders and engineers monitored every movement on their screens, tracking both the enemy positions and the terrain ahead. "We need a plan that minimizes risk but maximizes impact," one of the engineers said, adjusting the controls. Another added, "Our first priority is rescuing the captives, especially the children. We can't just storm in." The chief elder, a wise woman with decades of leadership under her belt, nodded in agreement. "Our approach must be strategic. We use the Juggernauts to break their defenses, but we must also protect our people and our machines. They are ancient and powerful, but not invincible." As they strategized, a scout reported back with crucial information. "The aliens have fortified their base with energy shields, and they heavily guard the captives' area. It won't be easy to penetrate without alerting them." The room went silent as everyone considered this new challenge. It was then that a young technician stepped forward. "What if we use a diversion? We could draw their forces out while a smaller team sneaks in to rescue the captives." The idea sparked interest, and quickly, a dual plan formed. The Juggernauts would launch a frontal attack as a distraction, showcasing their full might to draw the aliens out. Simultaneously, a rescue team equipped with stealth gear would infiltrate the base to free Mia and the others. As the Juggernauts neared the alien base, the ground shook under their immense weight, and the noise of their engines roared through the air. The aliens, alerted by the approaching threat, scrambled their forces, preparing for a direct confrontation. Meanwhile, the rescue team, moving quickly and quietly, used the rough terrain as cover. They reached the perimeter of the base undetected, thanks to the chaos created by the Juggernauts' display of power. The team, composed of some of the bravest men and women of Serenity, used cutting-edge tools to disable the external cameras and sensors. Inside the base, as alarms blared and lights flashed, Mia's resolve grew. She heard the distant booms and knew her people were close. The alien commander, now aware of the attack, rushed out to command its troops, leaving Mia momentarily unguarded. Seizing the moment, she darted behind a large console and searched for a way out. Her heart raced as she found a small service hatch that led to the outer corridors. She crawled through just as the rescue team breached the internal security and stormed the holding area. The team's leader, a seasoned veteran, caught sight of Mia running towards them through the corridor. "There she is. Cover her," he shouted, as two members quickly moved to shield her with their bodies. Together, they fought their way back to the rendezvous point, where a Juggernaut awaited to provide them safe passage out. As they made their escape, the full-scale battle raged outside. The Juggernauts, with their ancient armor and powerful weapons, clashed with the alien forces, the ground trembling with each exchange of fire. Despite their age, the Juggernauts proved formidable, but the aliens were relentless. Back at the command Juggernaut, the chief elder watched the battle unfold, her heart heavy with the weight of her decision. This battle was necessary, she knew, but the cost of war was always high. She hoped that this decision would lead to peace and safety for her people, not just more conflict. As the rescue team, with Mia safe among them, reached the safety of the Juggernaut, cheers erupted among the colonists. Mia's rescue symbolized hope, a testament to their courage and determination. But as they looked back at the raging battle, they knew the fight was not over yet. The decision to fight had been made, and its consequences would shape the future of Serenity. The final confrontation was imminent, and its outcome uncertain. As the dust settled over the battlefield, the Juggernauts stood amidst the wreckage of the alien defenses, the sounds of battle fading into eerie silence. The colonists of Serenity had won, but the landscape bore the scars of conflict: burnt ground, shattered structures, and the remnants of alien technology scattered around. Inside the lead Juggernaut, the colonists gathered with Mia safely among them. Her rescue had been a beacon of hope during the fierce fighting. Now, with her and the other captives free, the colonists felt a mix of triumph and relief. But as they looked around at the weary faces, they also felt the weight of their losses. The chief elder addressed the group, her voice resonant within the confines of the metal giant. "We've achieved a great victory today, not just for our safety, but for the future of our children. But this victory came at a cost, and we must not forget the price of our peace." Outside, as engineers assessed the damage to the Juggernauts and medics tended to the wounded, there was a palpable sense of change. The battle had proven the Juggernauts' might, but it also highlighted the dangers of relying on such formidable power. Discussions began among the leaders about the fate of these ancient machines. Should they be preserved as protectors, or should they be sealed away again to prevent future misuse? Mia, standing beside her parents, looked up at the giant machines with a mix of awe and fear. "Will they go away again?" she asked quietly. Her father, holding her close, nodded. "Yes, for now. They've kept us safe, but we hope we won't need them again." Reflections on the battle and its aftermath spread through Serenity. The community held meetings to discuss what had happened and how to prevent future attacks. They talked about strengthening their defenses and building better communication with neighboring colonies. The need for vigilance was clear, but so was the desire for peace. The alien threat had been repelled, but the leaders knew that this might not be the last challenge they would face. The galaxy was vast, and their small planet was just one of many worlds that could attract attention, wanted or not. In the following days, a ceremony was held to honor those who had fought and those who had fallen. The community gathered to remember and to heal. Stories of bravery and sacrifice were shared, each tale weaving into the fabric of Serenity's history. Maya listened, her young mind filled with images of the battle, the fear, the courage. As the sun set on the day of remembrance, the chief elder took a moment to speak to the community. "Today, we look back to learn and look forward to hope. Let this battle remind us of our strength when we stand together and the peace we can achieve when we work in unity." The decision was made to place the Juggernauts back into their ancient vault. A new generation of engineers was tasked with sealing the vault, ensuring that the Juggernauts would remain a symbol of last resort rather than a first response. They implemented advanced security measures, making it clear that the power they held was a responsibility, not just an asset. The vault closed with a resonant boom, echoing through the hearts of all who watched. It was a sound of closure, of an era ending, but also a sound of commitment to a future where peace would be the foundation of their survival. Mia, now back playing in the fields, looked towards the hills under which the Juggernauts slept. She knew the stories of these mighty protectors would be told for generations, but she also hoped those tales would be ones of peace and not of battles. As the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, she made a wish for a peaceful future, where children like her would know only laughter, not the clamor of war. Serenity had faced its trial by fire and emerged stronger. The colonists knew that their journey was not over, but they faced the future with a renewed sense of unity and purpose, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead, together.